Hi, my name is Amiel and welcome to my YouTube channel. A few weeks back, I posted a video with my coding recommendations and resources, and in that video I mentioned that I would be posting a video with my advice and tips and tricks to get started. If you're on the fence about coding or hacking, I hope this video provides a little guidance and maybe pushes you to pursue it as a hobby. Let's go. Here are the 15 things I wish I'd known when I started coding a couple of months ago. Number 1, do things that make sense. You should want to learn the language and concepts that will help you attain your goals. If you want to have fun, then work on something that makes you happy. If you want to work in data science, then you probably shouldn't be working on web development. Number 2, choose the right language. This kind of ties into the first one, but you want to learn a language that is right for you. Consider how confident or intimidated you're feeling when deciding on how complex a programming language you want to learn. You should probably avoid a more complicated language that'll just make it harder for you to learn and progress with programming. On the bright side, your first language is the hardest to learn, and many fundamentals remain the same across many languages. Number 3, Google is your best friend. You will get stuck, and Google will be there to help you. Someone has most likely struggled with the same things as you and has taken their questions and concerns to developer forums such as Stack Overflow. People will use these resources to get advice and help, and Google will allow you to develop your figure-it-out mindset. You want to be able to search things up and be autonomous with your learning. Number 4, sometimes no one can answer your questions. Notice how I said most likely in the previous point, and that's because there are questions and challenges that even Google won't be able to help you solve. Every so often, you'll bump into problems and challenges that no one has encountered, and that's when programming books, mentors, or communities can come in handy. Number 5, there is a right way to ask questions. You want to convey your question and dilemma as clearly as possible so you could get the best possible help. In fact, you should over-communicate details, explain what is currently happening, and explain why it should work differently. Following this process, you might come across solutions on your own, and you can think about issues with a holistic approach. Number 6, embrace learning. If you love to learn like me, then you won't have a problem with this simple statement. See the value in reading, learning, and becoming knowledgeable because it'll help you enhance your skill set and build a depth of understanding. Number 7, you should be comfortable with not knowing everything. You and I won't ever know everything about software engineering, computing, or a specific programming language. And that's for 2 reasons. 1, there's way too much to learn. And 2, everything is always changing. Versions are regularly released with new functionality and updates, and newer practices will inevitably supplant current ones. You should be comfortable with the fact that change and innovation is a constant in programming. Number 8, learn a few things very well. This somewhat bounces off the previous point, but you don't have to know everything there is to know. I know this might sound cliche at this point, but you should focus on delving deep into a specific area so you can become knowledgeable and develop expertise. This will make you stand out and it will form your spike. Number 9, you're human and not a robot. Sometimes it's easy to blur the lines. You'll get lost in your code, and some days you'll sit in front of your computer for hours at a time. That isn't sustainable practice. Trust me, I know. I've gotten back problems and my posture has definitely deteriorated. I need to remind myself to laugh, walk around, de-stress, and talk with others. I realize that when I can balance my time more efficiently, my work improves. Number 10, learn what GitHub is. I started using GitHub quite recently, and I should have started way earlier. Although I'm still not entirely comfortable with Git and GitHub, it's something I'm working on. With GitHub, you can create separate workspaces, collaborate with colleagues, share your code with friends, store your work in a local repository, and contribute to open source work. Highly recommend. Number 11, code challenges exist. Sites such as HackerRank and LeetCode have exercises and challenges for you to improve your skills. If you feel more comfortable with writing a couple lines of code, I recommend you head onto those websites and work on problems and puzzles. Because programming is so much more than memorization. You should be constantly applying your work on projects and exercises. Number 12, Practice matters. This also ties in with the previous point of practice and effort allowing you to become a better coder. Consistent and frequent efforts will help you learn and also remember what you're learning. Sometimes it'll feel like you're going nowhere, but remember, this is an investment. Keep practicing and learning. I believe in you. It isn't easy, but you'll get there. Number 13, understand your code. The fun and challenging part about coding is solving a problem, debugging your program, and making things just click. To avoid unintended consequences, you shouldn't just memorize the syntax. You should try and understand why and how it works. Number 14, develop a love-hate relationship with hackathons. Hackathons are so common these days. You can probably find one every single weekend. They're sprint-like events where computer programmers, creatives, and more will solve a problem, attend workshops, and pitch solutions. You'll work in a team or alone and be tasked with finding a solution. It's an opportunity to collaborate, type at record speeds, and experience new and stimulating things. It can be enjoyable, but also extremely stressful and uncomfortable at times. Finally, number 15, learn with others. It's so much easier to learn with aspiring developers by talking about code and cooperating in real time. This is something I wish I did when I was starting out. Your programming buddies will help you develop new habits, hold you accountable, discover new strategies, and adopt best practices. I am by no means done with my programming journey. In fact, I'm just getting started. Regardless, I thought I'd share with you what I learned and encourage you to pursue programming. Okay, this is it for me. I will be posting another video in the coming days. Stay tuned for that. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and thank you for watching.